Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I hope everybody had a happy Resurrection Sunday.
I did, Councilman. Hey, everybody. This is Jane.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in a little time, we do have our Parks and Recs director on to come and tell you about the good and exciting things that we have going on around the park system as a whole, but particularly what's coming to Burdett Gym and Burdett Field. And without further ado, I'm gonna let him go ahead and because he took the time out to join us this evening. So Mr. Tenara Turner, Director of Parks and Rec.
Can everybody hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes,
I just wanted to make everybody can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank Councilman Reeves for allowing me to speak today. I just wanted to, I just had a couple of updates. I don't see my deputy online right now, Tony Jordan. I was trying to wait until he comes on because I wanted him to share with you some things that we're doing at Burdett Park. But hopefully he'll be on for a second. But for the time being, I want to just talk about the wonderful things that your district representative is doing. He won't take none of the credit, so I'm gonna give him his kudos because he won't take any of the credit. Everything I do for at Burdett is a partnership. It's just not me. It's myself. It's Ms. Tamiko. It's Councilman Reeves. It's Tony Jordan. So anything that we do and we provide for you, it's a total team effort. I just want to commend him for allowing me to do it because I know a lot of times with elected officials, you know, they don't allow you, they don't give you a blank canvas and allow you to be creative. And Councilman Reeves has allowed me to, with a blank canvas and supported all my efforts. So I definitely appreciate that. And he's not gonna tell you all the wonderful things that he's doing that are coming to Burdett Park. So I'm gonna do it for him. So first of all, I think a couple of months ago, I did a presentation in front of this group about Workforce Academy. We're very excited about that. I think I told y'all we're gonna change the lives of about 34 men and women in the city of South Fulton by providing them with free HVAC and electrical engineering training that's gonna change their life and guarantee them jobs in that industry after those certifications is done. So we're gonna actually start that up. Hopefully we'll start registration, I think, next month. So look for a flyer. Now, again, the hub is gonna be Burdett Park. All the classes are gonna be held at Burdett Park. The graduations at Burdett Park. In conjunction to that, we also have the Midnight Basketball League, which I thought Mr. Jordan is on. Maybe he could share a flyer with you that we're doing at Burdett Park. And we're using basketball as a carrot, of course, but what we're gonna do is feed into those young men prior to them going into playing basketball with financial literacy, expungement, first-time home buys, things of that nature. So those are the kind of things that we're doing in Councilman in conjunction and partnership with Councilman Reeves, we're gonna be doing, and a list of other things. The events that we're gonna hold on Friday. I'm looking forward to that event, especially that first night, which is I think June the 2nd. That's the Midnight Basketball Flyer. Thank you, Mr. Jordan. That's the Midnight Basketball Flyer. We do have another one with Councilman Reeves on it. I think his face is on this one. If you notice, it says in partnership with Corey A. Reeves, because again, he has allowed us to come to Burdett and do these type things. So I want to make sure that we support his efforts and the things that he's doing that's going to impact the young men and women in that area. That's the other flyer. I love that flyer. It's like he's shooting a three-pointer, but he's missing it, of course. But I do love that flyer. So I actually have put this on my LinkedIn page. I've told all my friends about it. So we're looking for a huge turnout. As you can see, financial literacy, home ownership, credit repair, mentorship. These are the things that we're doing. And this midnight basketball is not like the City of Atlanta midnight basketball. It's not just guys going out playing basketball. We're actually pointing to these young men inside the classroom prior to them playing. And we're just gonna foster relationship with police officers and things of that nature, and a host of other things that we're gonna do at Burdett Park that's gonna be surrounded down the Burdett field down there. And even as it relates to the major projects we're doing to the parking lot, we're putting in a new divider that can divide that room up in the back. I'm working with the Hawks to try to make that a State Farm neighborhood. One of those rooms back there, State Farm neighborhood rooms, such as the one they have at Welcome Mall. I'm trying to use CDBG money to turn that front parking lot, the playground, into a splash pad. So over the next 24 months, Burdett is gonna look different. We're gonna start working on a mural. I was hoping that Miss Ashley could come on tonight to talk about the mural project that we're gonna do on the side of Burdett. We're doing things of that nature. So your councilman, he's working, he's grinding, he's working. He's just behind the scenes and being modest. So I just wanted to make sure that I personally thank him for allowing me and my team to be creative and get the job done.
Mr. Turner, can I piggyback behind you with some other things that we're working on?
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
We are also working on trying to do a Friday Night Live concert series out at our new field. We have Miss Joan working on a date to come back and do the bingo. We are working on a senior health fair around May 13th. I'm not looking at the calendar, but these things haven't been put out yet. So I'm just letting you know that we are working on these things. Councilman Reeves is also working on City of South Fulton birthday day on May 1st in person up at Burdett, which will also have Mr. Gordon Burkett from sanitation coming for the rollout that's getting ready to happen the following month. So prepare to come out for that. And we're working on a tree giveaway, a fruit tree giveaway for April 28th, if I got that date right. Is that correct, Councilman Reeves?
April 28th, yes, ma'am.
And then the police park rangers are working on a citywide neighborhood watch rollout, and they're gonna have it at Burdett in May as well. So tell all your HOAs that they need to have some representation there, because this is not a District 5 one, this is a citywide one that they'll have information out. I've seen one of the things that they give you for your seniors that may have Alzheimer's or may be prepared to have Alzheimer's, or kids that you put it's like they collect the scent. So if they ever get lost, then the dogs will smell it and then they can track them down and try to find them. So they'll be giving those away. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming that we just haven't put out yet. So stay tuned. If you don't have the newsletter, please make sure you go into district5mewe.org to sign up to get it. And then if there is any topics that you want us to bring any speakers on, please let me know. We try very hard to schedule the people that you talk about and bring those topics to the table. So next week will be the House Representative, Deborah Bazemore. The following week will be Chief Meadows. And so please make sure you let us know, because I'm getting ready to start booking our speakers for May.
Okay, anybody else has any questions or comments, concerns? Hello?
All righty, Ulysses, you have your hand up?
Yes, I do. Mr. Turner, that's his name. Tonight, the guy that was picking up was Tenard Turner. He's the one over the parks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, did you come by Burdett Park today?
No, sir, but I'll be there at 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh, you coming to remove the dog cage?
The dog cage at Burdett Park? Where is it at Burdett? What dog? I'm not familiar with that, sir.
Well, no, Mr. Turner, he's talking about at the end when you come down the Meadows Way, right before you turn on Burdett Way. It's right there at the parking lot entrance on the corner. There's a little dog kennel with a little blanket over it. Looks like somebody just went and just dropped it right there and left
it. It's actually dogs in the cage?
No, it's not dogs in the cage. It's an empty kennel.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I can go by there and throw that in the back of the truck, or I could call somebody and do that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the dog was there yesterday.
Okay.
I don't, 1 o'clock today, I didn't see the dog, but I know the kennel is still there.
Okay, I'll get that removed. Yes, sir.
Okay, Director, in regards to another dog, the canine crossing on Camp Drive, the bathrooms are supposed to be open from 7:30 to 3, and it's rarely open for the humans in case they have to use the bathroom while they're waiting on their dogs.
You talking about at the dog park?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And one of the people that comes over here said that he would come over at 7:30 and unlock the bathrooms, because like, hey, if you're here for a couple hours with the dogs, sometimes you have to use the bathroom. And what's happening is that it's been days since the bathrooms were opened.
Okay, I'll address that issue. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm writing all this down. Anybody else got any issues or concerns as it relates to parks?
This is Chandra. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Regarding how you doing, first off, and by the way, awesome job that you're doing, sir. I don't see if you checked the message yet, but I'm still patting you on the back.
Thank you. I appreciate it, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
No, seriously, I'm patting you on the back. But when will is the pool going to be open at Welcome All?
So yes. So let me. I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that because I need to talk about things.
I'm working on my summer figure.
Ma'am?
I'm working on my summer figure.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I do need to address a couple of things that's outside of Councilman Reed's district. So here's the thing about the pool. Of course, the pool has been closed. That predates my tenure here. I did do a walkthrough of the pool on Friday, and they've done an excellent job on the roof. The roof is complete. But I'm not going to sign off on it unless it's completely done. I'm not going to half-ass it. I'm not going to do it because what I don't want to do is the pool to open in June and then the pool closes in September. I'm not doing that. I wanted to, I've articulated to Antonio, who's over public work and general services, we're going to do it right. This pool has been closed too long for me to half-ass it just to get it open. When it's open, I want you all to be a place you're proud of. It's the paint is the right color. It looks right. The doors are new. The knobs are new. What I don't want is a new roof and everything looks old and grimy and it shuts down in a month just because we're trying to get it open. So I'm not signing off on it. So to answer your question, I'm hoping that the pool is open. I was hoping that it would be open, and they were telling me between June and July, maybe June, July, maybe even August. Based on what I saw, they've done a great job on the roof. I think the roof was probably 60% of it, but it's still some housekeeping, a lot of housekeeping we need to do. So over the next 30 days, I'm challenging, general services to get those things done over the next 30 days, because I would love to have that pool open.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So hopefully we're working towards it. Let me say that we're working towards it. So I'm hoping and optimistic that it will be open, but I'm not gonna sign off on it until it's done right. I need it done right, because that pool has been closed too long for me to open it, and it's not done, and it closes right back down 2 or 3 months later because they didn't do it right.
Is there, Mr. Turner, let me piggyback off that for a second. Is there any plans to construct another pool or splash pad or something of that nature around another park in the city or other parks?
Yeah, the plan is to put a splash pad in front of Burdett Park at the playground. That's my plan. You know, I've been saying that for a while. My goal is to put a splash pad. Well, even if it ain't in that playground area, maybe it's down there on the field, I'm not sure. But my plan, I've always earmarked Burdett will have the first splash pad. That's just been my goal, because I think that community deserves a splash pad. So, of course, the master plan calls for 3 or 4. I think one at Burdett, is one at Cliftondale, and I want to say one at Old National, if I'm not mistaken, in the parks master plan. But my plan over the next 12 months is to get one at Burdett Park. That's always been my plan since I've been here. So I'm earmarking Burdett Park, that community, to have a splash pad to hold at least between 80 to 100 kids on the grounds when they're engaging in those water activities. That's always been my plan.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. And so I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Well, hold on. Brandy, do you want to, there was a question in the chat. Let me see here. It's, she said, can we get a pool on this side, possibly at Creel?
So the problems with the pools are, of course, they're a little bit different in terms of liability. I don't think the master plan calls for any outdoor pools. I kind of wonder why, because again, the master plan kind of predates me, so I wasn't in on it when it was developed from day one. But I think it's more of a liability issues. If you look at outdoor pools, I know the city of Atlanta probably has the most in the metro Atlanta area, and even with them, I think they've decided to outsource them to management company because of liability purposes. It's so much upkeep and liability on those outdoor pools, whereas with splash pad, there's less liability, less insurance that you have to give. So I think the city was trying to stay away from outdoor pools in general, because I didn't see any outdoor pools on the master plan.
Can I jump in and speak to my question? Not necessarily just referencing an outdoor pool. Is the city just limited to having one pool in the city?
You know what?
Or indoor?
I agree with that. Again, on the master, if you look at the master plan, I think Carlos Perez said their thinking was that the city basically was looking at how much it costs to actually build a natatorium and the money. So those natatoriums, when you look at just the pool packs, those run between about $500,000. Just the pool packs, and to maintain that the Welcome All pool, it costs a couple of $1,000s a year just to maintain that pool with chlorine, the maintenance. So when you first build it, it's kind of cheaper because you have a maintenance agreement. I think one of the problems with when we transitioned to Fulton County, we didn't have maintenance agreements, so we were paying a lot of out-of-pocket costs for a lot of the maintenance. Now, that's why I want everything replaced, because if we replace all the mechanics at Welcome All, then whoever replace it will give us a maintenance agreement. In that maintenance agreement, I apologize, that's my pit bull. In that maintenance agreement, then anything breaks down, it will have a warranty on it. That's why I'm telling them, make sure everything is new, because currently right now, everything is old. So we're paying a lot of money for for these individuals to come in and maintain the pool. But if you go with new companies to put a new pool pack in, then we'll have a warranty and it's cheaper. So I think the city is looking at it, you know, and that's just probably based on the history of Fulton County, but I'm trying to change their way of thinking to say, okay, we're in South Fulton now, so moving forward, anything we construct, we'll just get warranties on them and preventive maintenance, so it won't cost taxpayers as much. Because if I'm spending $300,000 on something, then I'm gonna have a warranty on it. So anytime it breaks down, that warranty is gonna cover it, if that makes any sense. So I don't know if we'll get to that point in terms of a natatorium. I can say we do have the space to build another natatorium, but it's a lot of liability, of course, and money that goes into that. You can almost build 2 facilities for the price that you would pay for a natatorium in this economy, because they're very expensive to build.
Okay, any more questions do we have for Mr. Turner?
Nobody has anything else?
Okay, and Jannar, just remind them when you have your meetings that they can meet with you one-on-one and have a more in-depth conversation.
Yes, sir. So I have my director forums. That's your opportunity to meet with me one-on-one, whether you want to criticize me, whether you want to have new program options, ideas, things of that nature. And I do it because a lot of times in these environments, there are individuals that they want to speak candidly and one-on-one. So you could go on to the City of South Fulton website to sign up, or you could call me directly. I'm always open to meet one-on-one. We can do it via Teams, Zoom, or I can meet you at Burdett or what have you. So that's been very successful. A lot of my ideas come from the citizens because they live in the City of South Fulton and they have great ideas. So I'm going to continue to do that and have an open door policy, and that gives the citizens a voice. I'm not going to run and hide. Anytime you all want to have a program idea or something I need to be looking more into, I'm willing to do that. Right now, I'm so tunnel vision on reducing the recidivism rates and making sure our parks are just as immaculate as the ones in Cobb County and Gwinnett County. So I'm kind of focused on those 2 things. So I'm kind of tunnel vision right now.
Hey, what's the contact number?
It's 404-769-6260, and that's that is my personal cell phone number. That's not the city cell phone because I don't answer that.
Can I piggyback behind you before Mr. Conway comes on? I also want to let them know about programs that have already been implemented. The senior dance group has already been back in action at Burdett on Thursdays, I think 10 a.m. I have started teaching the senior tech class, which is your phone and computer class. So if you want to come to those are Thursdays at 9. We're getting ready to start another 6-week class. And oh goodness, what's her name? She started the sign language class.
Raquel.
Raquel.
And those classes are not free. Is that correct, Tamika?
No, they are free. The books are like $35.
Okay, because I saw a price. I saw a price on that sign language class.
It was the book.
It was the book.
Right. The book is $35, but they actually waived it for the first class to get it up and going. So, you gotta reach. And then, but it's a really good class. It's like a 6-week class, and the senior tech class. And these are only offered within the whole city at Burdett, just so you know.
What time is the sign language class? I'm sorry.
I think she does them 6 6 or 6:30 on Tuesday, Thursdays. Contact the gym and she can give you more details on when the next class is starting.
Thank you.
I apologize, Tabiko. I have 2 more things I forgot. I'm sorry. If you don't mind. Also, I forgot, starting in May, on Sundays, we're gonna be starting to do programs on Sunday, probably every other Sunday. I'm doing a 45 and up men's basketball run on Sundays. And that's just for you men to come out. It won't be organized at first. It'll be kind of like a pickup, and I just want to gauge it and see how the participation numbers will look. So we'll actually start that next month. It'll be on Sundays, probably the 1st and the 3rd Sunday of every month, starting around from about 2 to maybe 3:30 or 4 o'clock. And also the weight room, we're in the process of finally getting the weight room. I don't know if I told you all, I want a cardio fitness studio at Burdett Park. So we have to get that back room ready, meaning get the floors done and get it painted. And we'll put about $50,000 worth of new equipment. So I want the individuals that come there to have the opportunity to work out on the treadmill, do a little weights, play a little basketball, or just walk on the treadmill. So we're gonna do that. Hopefully we'll get everything completed. I'm a little bit behind in that, so I'm kind of upset, but hopefully over the next 60 days, we'll get that cardio fitness studio and we'll have a grand opening on that.
Didn't Councilman Reeves volunteer to teach yoga classes?
I will give yoga instructions. And so absolutely, we have the mats. I'm just waiting on the hardwood floor, the yoga floor. And so, but however, we're going to be doing that over at Burdett. So anybody who wants to get into yoga, practice it. It's very good for your mental health. Well, for me, let me say that. And so that will be coming soon. So anybody want to learn, but also that 45 and up basketball, that seems promising too. I'll be there the first Sunday, and so I'll be ready to run. And so let's make it happen.
We're gonna start that next month. I'm hiring I'm in the midst of hiring I'm getting a lot of, in my director's forum, I'm getting a lot of individuals that want to take up photography. So what I've done is hired a young lady that's gonna come in and teach film and photography at both Burdett and Welcome All. So I'll have the dates for you all next month in terms of when she's gonna be there. It's gonna be the latter part of the afternoon, and even on Saturdays. I'm trying to get some Saturday programs, some early Saturday programs at Burdett as well, maybe from 9 o'clock, maybe to 1 o'clock. So I'll be able to give you the dates as well, since the building, we may have some Saturday classes in terms of the workforce, Workforce Academy. We may have Saturday classes as well. I'm not sure. It depends on the demand of the class and the participation number. So we may have some Saturday morning classes as well. We just have to take a look, but she should be aboard in the next 2 weeks. So one of her stops will be Burdett Park, and I'll give you all the dates when you can sign up, probably within the next 2 weeks.
Mr. Conway?
Mr. Turner.
Yes, sir.
I believe it was Friday afternoon, there was a police involved shooting right up the street from Burdett Gym. Maybe 2-3 years ago, there was a murder at Burdett Gym. Talk about the security around Burdett Gym. How safe is it to be around that gym, especially at night?
You know what? For me, so let me talk about the security cameras that the city has obligated a certain amount of money towards security cameras moving forward. Hopefully we'll start to phase that in over the next 12 to 18 months. So you will see I'm not sure where it'll be at in the Burdett parking lot, but I don't know if you've been to the mall lately and seen these large square objects in the parking lot. Some of them rise up and some of them don't, but they can actually see anywhere from 300 to 1,000 yards aerial view all around 136 degrees. So those things cost about between $30,000 and $60,000 per. I think the city of Atlanta has them at a number of their gyms. That's what most municipalities are using now, rather than just using the cameras that's on the buildings. So I've seen a demo. We had a demo at one of the work sessions at Welcome Mall, I think about 8 weeks ago. And the guy was kind of showing us, and I could pull it up on my phone and see it's 24-hour recording. I can see anything that's going on. But currently, I mean, Burdett Park is pretty safe. I mean, we have park rangers that I often see when I'm there, especially at night. They try to patrol the area probably more in the later evenings. And especially with summer coming around, when kids are out, you'll see them out more. But I think Burdett is a safe place to be. You know, you're gonna have isolated incidences here and there. And I can say honestly, to me, a lot of those isolated incidents are individuals that don't even live in the city of South Fulton. A lot of that crime, to me, you know, just talking to Chief Meadows and his crew, a lot of those individuals bring that crime into it's not the residents. It's isolated incidents, that things that they may be passing through, or they're doing some things, you know, outside of where they're from and things of that nature. But Burdett Park, you know, for me is safe. You know, we haven't had any major incidents, knock on wood, you know, for a while in terms of at the park. Again, I think you have those isolated incidents, and those isolated incidents are everywhere. City of Atlanta, Cobb, Cherokee, those are things that we just don't hear. I think you have your crime. That's why it's important to about when I talk about the recidivism rates and engaging the youth. We got to keep these youth engaged. If we keep them engaged and let basketball and sports be the carrot, we can keep them inside the gym instead of keeping them outside the gym. And you know, keep them engaged in doing things and foster those relationships with cops. So that's what we're trying to do at Burdett. We want to engage the community. We want to engage the youth. We want to make sure that the youth are staying out of trouble, especially during the summer. During the summer is when most youth get in trouble because, again, they're idle. They're not in school. How do we keep them engaged? Well, we provide non-traditional programming. We train them. Even the summer camp a summer camp program where we're targeting age 14 to 17 to teach them electrical engineering and HVAC. It's for free. Why not put your kid in a camp like that? If it's for free. And then, you know, they go to the camp 4 or 5 weeks, and now they have a general basis of HVAC and electrical engineering. You know, the goal is to get them certified before they even graduate high school. That's the goal. At least that's my goal. So the goal is ultimately to keep them out of trouble while also giving them a skill that they can pass down for generations. It's generational wealth. So we just want to keep the kids out of trouble ultimately, and keep them engaged and keep money in their pocket. I feel like if you give them a skill that can keep money in their pocket, they'll stay out of trouble. And that's why we're looking at having doing this trade school.
Okay, thank you. So currently, the only security is the park rangers. They don't have cameras up there.
Yes, sir. We don't have any active cameras on the building currently. No, sir. We just have the roaming patrol that patrols the area.
Okay. One other question: does the park ranger, what kind of vehicles are they in? How do you identify them?
Well, they're post certified. They're in police cruisers.
Police cruisers. Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Turner, what's your number again?
404-769-6260.
And there's summer camp enrollment happening?
Yes, ma'am. Summer camp, traditional summer camp. They're currently enrolling. We only have a certain amount of slots. So it's kind of first come, first serve. In the next 3 weeks, we may have additional camps. We may even We're trying to implement a basketball camp for girls and for boys. So we're working on that. And understand we have to work around a lot of the renovations that's going to take place. We're trying to get the renovations done over the next 30 days so that won't interfere with the summer camp program. We're also partnering with McNair Middle School to utilize their gym, their track, and things of that nature, just in case Burdett goes down in terms of renovations. We'll be able to transfer the kids next door and still we won't deviate from our programming. So we're doing that as well.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh, and Mr. Turner, I forgot, you just reminded me of something about the youth and young teams who want to sign up for midnight basketball.
Sure. The flyer is, all the information is on the flyer. They can call Burdett. And remember, it's completely free. So it's free of charge. All they need to do is sign up. You can sign up as a team. If you have a whole team you want to put in, if you got 8 or 9 players you want to put them in, sign up as a team. If you want to sign up as an individual, sign up as an individual, and they'll place you on the team. But remember, midnight basketball, this is the first session. So we'll run midnight basketball for about 6.5, 7 weeks. We'll take a break, and then we'll start back again. It's something that we have to do kind of year round. Midnight basketball is kind of done year round. We'll take a break, and then we'll start right back up again. So we'll really do it twice a year. But it's free of charge. Everything is free of charge. We're not charging any youth for any of these services.
Awesome. So look here, if y'all have new in the youth who want to play ball or just want to go out and have fun and just stay out the streets on Friday and Saturday nights, tell them they can go and sign up. Go to district5mewe.org and go through that channel, or go to the Parks and Recs site and sign up to the portal. And let's go have some fun. I might even get me a team.
Hey, I have a question, Ms. Loretta. So is the program is for everybody in South Fulton, or is it, is there any restrictions by chance? Because I can advertise this at my church, but my church is in East Point. So I just want to make sure whether there are any restrictions for these kids to sign up.
So I don't personally have any restrictions. Of course, I didn't earmark it for just a city of South Fulton youth or residents, because I want to make sure that I'm servicing youth in general. So no, ma'am, there's no restrictions on who signs up. I would just, I did, indirectly target city of South Fulton youth between those, or young men between those ages, but there's no restrictions on anybody signing up, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be individuals that's outside of South Fulton that want to engage in this and get some of this training as well.
Amen.
So
okay.
We won't discriminate. Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
And I will also say this to piggyback off of that is, not only would have a skill set in the training, but while we go through and work through this procurement process, that as young men who go through the program and decide that they want to be go on and further into an entrepreneurial spirit and take that upon themselves, is that we'll work in some way that when contracts become available, that a percentage must go to the subcontractors in the trade that go through this program, particularly if they live within the technical boundaries of the city of South Fulton or in the South Fulton region, because there is a lot of construction going on and getting ready to happen. So we do want to not be, without saying that opportunity will be able to present itself. Of course, we have to work through the procurement process to get that on the books. And so that's a whole nother process, but I am definitely going to be trying to go down that road in the near future. So if you know anybody, please tell them to come on and join us.
Could you say the ages again, please?
I'm sorry, say it again, ma'am.
Can you say the ages of the individuals?
I think we're doing 17 through 20, I want to say 28. And the reason why we target that age, because that's really the age where, when you look at the data, it shows that that's the age where most men, young men, and even women are actively engaged in unruly activity. Let's just say that. That maybe that 12th grade year. And again, it's in conjunction with Workforce Academy, we hope those men and even women, because we're training women as well. We're doing actually the women with the kickball. I just, based on my experience, that's the age where we need to really target to make sure those young men and women, as they go into the workforce, they're able to feed their families and have money in their pocket. I'm pretty sure you all familiar with the water boys that are in Atlanta. They've been trying to combat that situation for a number of years and really hadn't found the solution to that, because those young men are still on the corners. I actually see them sometimes. I don't know if they still there off of Kemp Creek, which is on the other side of Atlanta. The mayor is still trying to figure out a way to put money in those young men's pocket, because it's all about them making money. So I feel like if you give them a trade and something, again, that is tangible, they can hang their hat on, they could be proud of, and that's transferable. These are trades, again, they can give their daughters, their sons. This is not like a degree. I can't give my degrees to my son, but I can give them a trade. So my hopes are that this will feed these young men and women for generations and make them entrepreneurs.
And can I piggyback on what you're saying? When most people realize, people with records or people who have gotten in trouble, it's very hard for them to pass background checks to get regular jobs like everybody else has. And so if they can get a trade, when your air breaks down, no one asks them, do they got a record? They ask them, how fast can they get over there and fix it? So that's why the trades are so important. And I want to, just because he said that, if there are any nonprofits on here, I know you only have 3 days, but it's a short application. Fulton County has the summer job training program for youth open right now, and it closes on April 13th. So if you want some teenagers 14 to 18 to come and work for you this summer, then I go on and hurry up and put in for it.
Tamiko, could you put like a link in the chat?
I don't know that I'll find it fast enough, but if you contact me offline, I can give it to you.
Excellent, we'll do so.
Kwame Wife had a question in the chat.
So the funding from Fulton County is specifically to nonprofits, not the city, for the teenage summer job program. It's specifically towards nonprofits to disperse them.
And the chat says, are we going to have any kind of job program for kids between 13 and 17?
Right, the one that I'm referring to is specifically for the nonprofits to apply. That age group is 14 to 18, not 13, 14. And so the nonprofits have to apply and implement it throughout the city, not the city.
Well, we have a nonprofit cohort, and Tamiko, you can put information in the chat and get more information as she heads that up. And very informational and very needed, because it's a twofold situation, and so it's on us to take advantage of the opportunities presented. And another, hey, Miss Collins had one. She says, are there any plans to train individuals as carpenters, male and female, because of all the construction? Seniors need this training as well to make repairs at their homes. You know what, Miss Collins, you might have something. There's we would have to flush something out. But let me say this, is that was, thank you for your presentation. That was not a part of the initial discussion. And I have learned to not add one more thing to the plate as, the plate get full real quickly with my ideals. And so we're going to stick to the course. However, I will pass this along and see who will take up the opportunity to make that happen. But that sounds like a great idea.
We may have to roll that in for next year's rollout after we get the kids on the roll.
Okay,
Absolutely.
thank you.
And to the one who said is, will this programs be opened up to everyone, or will it be limited to South Fulton? Let me just say, this is our mission from this DS, is to provide exceptional customer service that sustains a safe, inclusive, innovative, and an economically vibrant city. And I thank Mr. Turner for his vision and direction as the captain of the ship, and assembling his team, his crew, to effectuate the mission and to carry it out. And so now we talked about funding. Now we did get over about, what was a little over 500,000 in funding for these renovations and for these things to occur. So now we're going to, as he says, looking for the next 30 days. And so now, my job is done with fiduciary, but now we need to carry out the fiduciary trust to make sure it's implemented accordingly. And so, but I always say collaboration wins championships. And this is one great collaboration. Facts Thrive, Parks and Recs, District 5 MeWe, and get this, and you all right here who is a part of this call each and every Monday, as y'all are the greatest part of South Fulton, and thank y'all for being inclusive in all of the conversations that goes on, as where the agenda of this call is truly your agenda. And so it's whatever you want to talk about, however you want to talk about it. And as we just have metrics to provide the best solutions to the issues of the day. So, but it's a work in progress, and sometimes it takes longer than most, but believe you me, it's in progress.
We also have, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask if there's any more questions for Mr. Turner. He's been so gracious, and so if he wants to jump off, that'll be fine, perfectly fine.
Okay.
I wanted to see, did anybody have any more questions or anything else? But I do want to hear from a hand raiser, from a shout out, you know what I mean, like you did at Easter Sunday over there, is how many people are excited about what's coming. Are you excited what's coming? I am.
I'm excited, Councilman. I'm excited. Jane Williams, I'm excited.
Absolutely.
We need to see more hands or chats or hollers or something.
And thank you.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm Miss Loretta.
Right.
Thank you. We be fighting hard behind the scenes for y'all. Y'all have no idea what it takes for us to get this stuff to y'all. Even the repairs for Burdett funding, we've been fighting from that since 21, that they just now coming in 23. So there are a lot of things that we have been fighting for that y'all have given us that are just starting to roll out, that we have been doing behind the scenes from input from y'all. So we really are working hard and fighting through all of the red tape to get it to you. But I definitely think Mr. Turner coming was a big piece of the puzzle on our fight for to get Burdett implemented. And he doesn't want to throw his shine out there, but I think that was a big piece of the puzzle of what we have been fighting for. We needed a director to partner up and fight with us. So I appreciate it. what he does.
And again, Tamiko, kudos to you for absolutely saying that, because you can give me the credit, but look here, without a man with a vision, I tell you, this for a robust parks and recs system. We must understand that it's not just a park, it's for a system wide, because we have how many parks? 17, 18?
18 parks. Yes, sir.
And how many with facilities?
Right now we have 3 facilities, rec centers, and two operational. One is down in Sandtown.
Right, and then one coming on board at the corner of Highway 279 and 138, as that land was purchased for there, and so as well. So as that'd be 19. So understand, this man has a vision for 19 parks, and it's a system-wide parks and rec system, which is very robust, which is needed. And we can't just focus on one, as we have so many. And but I do thank y'all for y'all patience for allowing us to go through this process. I know I hear it a lot, but but however, we have to stay the course no matter what. So, Mr. Turner, thank you so much. You've been so gracious.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Absolutely. We appreciate all that you do.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Indeed.
We have another guest speaker for tonight to make an announcement. This is Ms. Natalie Alexander. We told you a couple of months ago that we were working to get connected for the Affordable Connectivity Program. And so I finally got approved to help people in our community. So it's so brand new for me that she's gonna come on and explain everything in more detail than I can. Ms. Natalie, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much. I'm honored to be on this call with y'all this evening. It's a great honor to hear from you, Mr. Reeves, and all of the other speakers. And first of all, thank you, Tamiko. I'm honored to work with you as well. Really quickly, I know many of you probably have heard of the Affordable Connectivity Program, affectionately known as ACP. This gives us the opportunity, if you all remember, you all know the Obama phones, right? The free phones. This gives us the opportunity to help households have free internet via a tablet. And what we do is we partner with different organizations, different agencies, or some of our agents simply go door to door, helping those families, try to do away with some of that digital divide with many households that don't have access to internet. So through our program, we do have a one-time fee for a person to pay one time to have free internet, and that is $20, a one-time fee for them to have access to free internet every single month. That will give them their device, a tablet. If the person in the household also needs a phone, we can provide them with a phone, a cell phone as well, with unlimited talk, text, and data. So we look forward to helping these families that just need, extra assistance. Right now, we all understand what kind of economy we're in, what kind of economy we're looking forward to. So I'm excited to be able to be a part. I am one of the office owners here in Atlanta, so I do have the direct contract. So we have unlimited access to any of the devices that we need. We can service our community same day. So, and we can send agents, and as well as Tamiko is an approved agent to assist those families. So we look forward to partnering with South Fulton in any way that we can to help these families have access. So any family that approves are those that the average household income is, or the average income per person is less than $65,000 a year. However, if they make more and there are more individuals in the household, then we can, of course, qualify them. If a person receives Medicaid, food stamps, if they receive Section 8, those that Social Security benefits, those that receive WIC, also veterans that receive pension benefits, as also the survivors of veterans. So that just kind of names majority of them, but I would look forward to if any way we can be of assistance, we would love to partner with you all and be a part to see whatever we can do. Back to you, Ms. Tamiko.
Are there any questions? regarding this program?
Can you post a link in the chat real quick? So we only got 1 minute so I can give this to my board members.
I just sent my number and email in the chat.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any more questions?
Well, also too, if you know any seniors who are without internet, let's get them connected and let's get them to the Senior Connect class so we can digitize how we get information to them. And so just throwing it out there so we can try to be inclusive of everybody, particularly with all communications.
Absolutely.
Ms. Nally, do you want to answer the question about the one per household question?
Yes, yes. So one per household is kind of it's kind of a loose term. So really for example, in my household, it's 3 households up under one roof, right? So my mother is here. She technically is one household because she does pay a set of bills on her own. Me and my children are here, and then my brother, lives in the basement. So he's a household on his own because he also owns a set of bills. So one device per household is a little gray. So there are opportunities where we can assist families with multiple, excuse me, that's my doorbell, where we can assist families with multiple devices.
Absolutely.
What do we need to do to sign up or to get more information?
So it's very easy. Sign up is very easy. Tamiko can definitely show you. It's just, we only ask our users for a couple pieces of information, and that's to make sure, that we have the right customer. So it's very simple. We just ask the basic information, the name, last 4 digits of their social, address. We can also help those that are homeless, right? If they live in a shelter, then the shelter can provide documentation to assist them as well. The basic thing is to show that they are in need of some shape, form, or fashion.
Now, thank you for including that in your program. The homeless is, I don't know if many people are aware that the homeless population is growing. And so, but thank you for having that as part of your program as well.
Yes. And Tamika can show you that it really only takes usually on average, about 20 minutes to qualify an applicant. So like I said, we give you a same day turnaround. The same day that they apply, the same day we turn over and hand them their device activated. We make sure. Another thing, just so you know, is all of our agents go through a background check. So this is great for when we go to schools. And I didn't mention for schools, if a student receives free and reduced lunch, they also qualify. So I feel so comfortable when we send agents out to schools because all of our agents had to pass a background check. So they specifically look for any violent offenders. They look for sex offenders. So, that's a bonus as well, just to know that who you're working with or who's coming into your schools or your senior communities or your houses. That's just something to always know that our agents are vetted.
Mr. Conway.
Yes, Natalie, what's included or excluded from how do you arrive at the 65,000?
Well, so the average household, if they have about 4 people in their household, then that's about that average income that puts them at that 65. I've had a family that had, 12 people in their household, and they've made over right at almost 6 figures, and they still qualified. So it's really kind of showing, we go off of a sliding scale that is the federal poverty guideline limit for the United States, and we fall in the 200% of the federal poverty guideline limit. So that's kind of like a little technical talk, but it kind of gives you an idea. The more people in the household, the more income that they can show, where they could still qualify.
But
okay, thank you.
Right, to go back to some of this technical talk, just out of curiosity for my edification, the edification of the public here, what is the federal poverty limit?
So it ranges, so when you look at it, like there are, for example, if somebody is qualifying for food stamps, they may say that this person in the federal poverty guideline limit may be in the 300 percentile. Now, that means that they could make 300 times like that zero, almost kind of like, I don't want to say 1 foot, 300 times 1 foot out the poorhouse, right? But there's calculations for different departments. So Lifeline has one set of federal poverty guideline limits, and Lifeline, let me tell you, if you all have ever heard of the free phones go off of Lifeline. That was started back in Ronald Reagan's era for the seniors to have free phones in their households. Well, when Obama came in office, the Lifeline limit, the Lifeline that sat dormant all of those years for Ronald Reagan in the Lifeline program, or the Lifeline funded department in the government, that's when Obama picked it up and brought in the free phones. But back then in 2009, they were like minute phones, right? You can only get like 100 minutes a month. Well, times have changed, right? People needed more minutes. So now the phones are unlimited talk and text. Well, of course, when we saw in the pandemic, there were millions of people that did not even have access to the internet. So what that did was that afforded the new president, which is the Biden administration, Kamala Harris spearheaded the free internet, right? Access to internet for all. That's what she spearheaded. So with the internet program, it opened up EBB, emergency broadband benefit. So that opened up all of this extra funding during the pandemic for people to have internet. Well, that funding just went permanent as of last year, which they named it as a permanent program, the Affordable Connectivity Program. So now all of this funding is permanent. But I said all of that to kind of educate you on the history of this money and the history of this program, that if seniors have the little, the tag around their neck that says, I've fallen and I can't get up, and they can push that little button, right? That's part of Lifeline, right? So that's a free program. So say, for example, that program for funding may be 100% of the federal poverty guideline limit. So what I'll do is I'll make sure I get to Miko what the federal poverty guideline limit definition is, but there are different rates to the federal poverty guideline limit. So I can't say why the ACP program, Affordable Connectivity Program, is 200%, and I can't say why Lifeline is 133%, right? But it just says if a person makes XYZ dollars, what they've done is they've said the federal poverty number for the United States on average is this number. If a person falls within this percentile, then they qualify for this. If they fall between another percentile, then they may qualify for a different type of government funding program. So I can get to you guys kind of what the federal poverty guideline educational link is, but for this particular program, if a person is within that 200% of the federal poverty guideline limit, so that means if a person qualifies for food stamps, they're in that limit. So WIC, food stamps, Section 8, all of those fall really almost in that same financial lacked umbrella, for lack of a better term.
No, I think that you did an excellent job in explaining that, and I appreciate the education on that. And so, because as I say that for a reason, is because in this area, as a Title I school, we're coming out of that, however, But right now we do have the summer coming up, and instead of every child left behind, it's every child forward, because now connectivity is what connects them to the world at the fingertips right in their room. And so I think that that's going to play a pivotal role this summer as the kids let out, and they will have access to internet, and they will be able to search and do the things that all young people do on the internet. And, so thank you so much for that. And Tamiko is an agent, and we do have a school here, Tamiko, that you can go to, Fairwood Elementary Heritage, and as well. And so Big Nair, it's just a whole bunch of opportunities. And thank you so much for sharing those free correct price point as opportunities that the government has for us to utilize. And so it's presented. General Levitt is a certified member, and so just look for those things and look out for a corner near you, or she can come do clusters, however she wants to do it. But I think this is going to be a great opportunity for the community.
Absolutely. And one thing to kind of keep in mind, the schools are so perfect right now because a lot of them were given free devices from the schools, which at the end of the school year, unfortunately, they have to turn in those devices, right? And so this is a great time now, like you said, to go to Heritage or to just partner with the schools to let them know we have this solution for their children.
Absolutely.
But thank you all again. I appreciate you all. And Ms. Tamiko, I look forward. She's armed with everything that we need to make sure that everyone that needs this opportunity is serviced.
Absolutely. And so as I'm walking here to charge up my phone, that's why I had to turn off my video. And so, but any questions, comments?
Mr. Conway, you'll be the last one because we're getting ready to, we've gone a little bit over time, so.
Okay, I just want to ask, is this program just for this area? Is it throughout, I'd like to share this information, but is it throughout the state of Georgia? Throughout the United States? Just what you shared with us is just for this area?
It's throughout the US. They can contact us.
Okay.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, May 1st, we will be in person. Location to be coming, as the suggestion was made, we're going to flesh it out. And so, but we will be in person, and there will not be a Zoom call, but we will have a recording posted after. So, but it will not be live on phone or Zoom, but it will be live in person. And all things sanitation. And after, stay as well for the after party, because May 1st is our birthday. The city of South Fulton, and we turn 6. And so I celebrate birthdays. That's unique to our DNA. And so we will have ice cream and cake. And so do come out. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend.
Excuse me, will that be at Burdett?
Well, it was going to be a Burdett, but there was a suggestion made by none other than, General Levitt. And so, but we're going to flesh that out because that might be something that we can do. However, we will know by this week for searching, but the default is Burdett, absolutely. And so, but this suggestion is, I think, it was a good one. So let's work it out. I don't want to say where it is or whatnot until we actually get a confirmation, a written confirmation. And so, but however, just if you don't hear nothing else, it'll be at Burdett. But so,
Okay.
like I said, we'll know at the, by this week's end. Good deal?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, well,
Thank
look here.
you.
Happy Resurrection Sunday to all, and I hope that you had a great one.
We did.
Anybody
Thank
got some
you.
leftover dessert?
No.
You're a day too late. We're sorry that you're a day too late.
See, all them cakes and pies, nobody has one slice left. I tell you, I guess it's a Kroger night. And so, however, but thank you all, as I really do appreciate you for taking out the time of your day to join this call. And we did run over today, very much needed.
Yeah, we did.
And so, and I hope that you all got educated on something today. And just remember, I love you. You can't do nothing about it. And you truly are the greatest part of the city of South Fulton. As y'all stay on it and stay in it. And that's the key.
I know that's right.
Staying in.
All right. Thank you, Corey.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Thank you all.
And good night.
Go Jane Williams.
Good night, y'all.
Go Jane Williams. Yeah. Anybody want to help? Hey, give me a call. Give me a. Thank you, Councilman Reed. Great tonight.